Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio. This is your home for organic, artisanally made, and responsibly handled Bible study. We're looking today at Psalm 120, verse 7, just verse 7 today, and we're looking at the translation here is very interesting. We'll get into that here in just a second, but I hope you have your Bible and you'll turn there with me. I'm going to read my translation of verse 7. I am peaceful, but when I speak, they are for war. Now, we've come to the end of 120, and let me just review real quick. To the Lord, in my distress, he begins the psalm. And now we understand his distress, don't we? Because there's the tongue of treachery, and he's living amongst people who are speaking wickedness, and they hate peace. Now, in verse 7, we have something marvelous. He says, I am peaceful. Or some of your translations will say, I am for peace. Actually, in the Hebrew, in the text, you have just the words for I and the word for peace. So it's ani shalom. So it's I, and the to be verb is supplied. So I am peace is just exactly, if you want just a wooden translation, there it is. I am peace, which has led some translators to say, well, this is the Lord Jesus. This is a reflection of the kind of experience he had while he sojourned here in the tents of Kedar. He was amongst those who hated peace. He was amongst those who had tongues of treachery, who had sharp arrows of the mighty, who had coals of the broom plant. These people that Jesus had to deal with, the folks that crucified him, those people of which we all are part, because, we all hated him without a cause. But he came to us in peace. He was peace. He was truth. He still is. And when we read this, I am peace, well, that would be very easy for us to say, this is the Lord Jesus and his experience in the tents of Kedar, dwelling away from heaven, away from his Father, and then he speaks, and he speaks peace, but when he speaks, everybody else is for war. They want to kill him. So that's one way to look at this 7th verse. Another way, which, I'll have to confess my sin. I originally despised the way that Weiser translates this, because he translates this supplying the word love here. He says, I love peace. That's the way Weiser, in his commentary, translates this particular, let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, I love peace, but when I speak, they seek to quarrel with me. So he tries to do something a little bit different with his translation. And originally I thought, well, why in the world would he want to supply the word love here? Well, as I began to think about that, look right up there in verse 6, and we have the word hate. And remember, love and hate are the covenant themes. So those who hate peace are not covenant people. So if I am peace, then I must love it because they hate it. There's the difference. So I understand why now he supplies love, because hate is present in verse 6. Too long has my soul dwelled there with those who hate peace. I love peace, but when I speak, they are for war. So we get the contrast. So I want to apologize to Weiser and all of his fans, his family, his children, for thinking that way about him. So here we have the statement, I am for, I love peace, or as I've translated it, I am peaceful. Or if you just want the wooden translation, I am peace, that's good too, because I think that describes the person of the Lord Jesus. We have then here a messianic moment, shades of the Messiah, right here in 120. We're heading back to the Lord. Have you decided to come back yet? Aren't you tired of dwelling amongst those who have nothing good to say about God and his word? Aren't you tired of dwelling amongst those who have nothing to say good about anybody around you, who are always complaining, always fighting, always in their mouth? There is the word of war when you are always for peace. Come back to the Lord. Seek him. Seek his presence. Seek his face. And find again the rest that you seek for your soul. Join me next week as we look at Psalm 121 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.